Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go a little slower this morning. I have a lot to talk about, but I want everybody to clearly understand what I'm getting at. I'm going to mention manipulation in the market, and I'll give you the examples that I have to share. All right. So the market was heavily manipulated as we went into PPI and CPI. Why do I say that? Because the market was heavily levered to the bear side, meaning a ton more put contracts than call contracts were bought heading into PPI and CPI. Okay. So big money was on the downside, lots of options on the downside. So what happened? Well, PPI came out. We saw that on Friday. We saw what happened on Thursday. Thursday market went up, then dropped. PPI numbers on Friday, when the market was manipulated, they pushed the market through the roof. Why? Because there were so many open contracts in the bearish position. So as we headed into this week, we were mixed in the market. Okay. Now it turns out we went 4 out of the last 5 days up in the market. So yesterday, when CPI numbers came out on the cool side, and again, I was incorrect. I thought they were going to come in hot. But when the CPI numbers came in on the cool side, the market ripped higher pre-market, seeing 410 on the SPY. Again, understanding that big money and a ton of open contracts had bearish positions. So that to me is manipulation. When the volume finally kicked in 5, 10, 15 minutes into the market, what did we see? Well, the market went from 410 to 408. It stuttered it there at 407. Then it hit 406. At 406, if you looked at the chart, and you know what? Let me bring up the chart because you all should be making money in this market. And it was a tough day yesterday, but let me pull up. Here we go. SPY. Let's go to a 3-minute chart. Doesn't really suffice. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this with me. You can. Okay, perfect. So here's what I'm talking about. If you're using something like TradingView, free service you can sign up for. We saw market open, pump on heavy volume, okay? And it was pumping pre-market. What happened at market open? Okay, we saw a couple downticks, but as you can see right here where I'm circling, heavy selling volume minute by minute. So it's every 5 minutes. So for the first hour and 10 minutes, which tells you the market's going lower. So right at this level, when we drop to about 406 off here, you think it's going lower. When it rebounds slightly, you can get back in at 406 and go bearish on the market. Why do I say that? Because of all the volume. Now, as you can see, the volume lessened up until they tried to make the market bounce off 400 level late in the day. But again, selling picked up end of day. So we can talk about what's going to go on in the market today, because usually there's some confusion. Oh, is the market going to rip higher? It's been higher 4 out of the last 5 days. So I'm going to tell you, based on the volume, based on the selling activity yesterday, we have not seen the worst. Those that are expecting a Christmas rally, SPY 410, SPY 420, SPY 430, you're going to be let down based on the action in the market and based on the volume. And again, I can bring it up really quick so everybody sees what I'm looking at yesterday. Okay, so we had great CPI numbers. So what should happen? The market should spike. Everybody figured that it means the Fed's going to pivot. Okay, but that's not what's going to happen. Understand the word pivot means that they are going to change their response, meaning they would say, okay, we're no longer shooting for 2% inflation. We're shooting for, something less than that. They're going to pivot. It's like changing your game plan. We're going to be a run team, and we go from a run team to a pass team. That type of offense. That is a pivot. Down talking what you're doing is not a pivot, and that's exactly what the Fed is going to do at 2:30 today. What they're going to do is speak down, and they're going to say, yes, PPI has come down, but it hasn't come down a lot. We need to stay adamant in what we're doing, reducing the balance sheet, rate hikes. Yes, 50 basis points is baked in. But what they're going to do is they're going to discuss the next potential raise. And that's going to get people a little on edge. So yes, I think the market is going to continue to sell off. When I zoom out and when I see the price action from yesterday, it tells me the SPY could go lower. All right, so let's get right into the SPY today. By the way, if you have any questions about your stocks, please put them on the side. No BS questions like, oh, yeah, what's Amazon or Meta? If you really have a position or you're thinking about entering a position, Be serious about it. Write it. It's free. I will give you analysts. I'll pull it up. We'll give you entry points. I'll show you where resistance can be, where entry could be, and what makes sense. Let's talk about that real quick. Remember me? Tesla puts. I was alerting Tesla puts. I think I paid $2.68. I said I was looking for $1,000 a contract. What did I do? I sold on Monday for $500 a contract. I was happy. Why? Because I was safeguarding myself in case CPI came in low and the market ripped higher. However, those same contracts, the 170 puts, were over $11 yesterday, $1,100 a contract. So I have to teach myself that I have to hold my trade longer. When I have a strategy and I'm like, dude, Tesla's going to get beat up. Tesla's going to go down. It's going to have downward pressure. I can see big money selling Tesla. And once the demand runs out, Tesla's just going to drop. And that's exactly what happened. So what did I do? Well, we all do this. We're so excited. Okay, we're profitable. We're making 100%. Let's get out. But that was a killer trade that would have made 300%. So again, I'm going to ask everybody, zoom out. When you invest in options, it's extremely, extremely dangerous. Those people that had options that expired yesterday, you could be part of it. Make a comment below. But you might have lost 90% of your account if you were in put contracts heading into yesterday. It was just a tough morning, and it was a heavily manipulated morning. So I'm going to talk about the SPY ranges. Again, we saw 410 on the top. I've got my chart over here. 406 was the next level down. So when I brought up the chart from yesterday and I said you could have entered puts at 406, let me just come up and circle it. Okay, so we're right here. We're about 35 minutes into the day. You saw a small rebound. What did I do? I tell you, there's always a fake out and a fake out around 10:15 and a fake out around 11:25, which is right here. So you could get into put contracts off this small bounce here. If you miss the small bounce to 406 and you're still looking for a 406 entry, it went 406 over here. I know it shows 405.77, but it actually went 406 over here. And that would have been a perfect time to get in. Now, do you hold throughout the day hoping it's going to go lower? I don't know. It'd be kind of hard not to sell when you see the market rebound here. So off the second drop, I would have been selling right around 400. Now, does that mean I don't think it's going lower? Heck no. I actually think the SPY is going lower. I'm just trying to show you what decent entry would have been. After you look at the market and you're analyzing it minute by minute, or the 3-minute chart or the 5-minute chart. Again, I use the 1-minute chart as a sniper to tell me, okay, there's about to be a reversal. I use the 3-minute chart to give me a little more confirmation and tell me that volume's coming up and volume's picking up. I use the 5-minute chart to confirm. So once I see a reversal, I will literally wait 5 minutes before I enter into any position. So again, when I showed you yesterday's chart, say you're looking for that reversal and you're watching the chart. Oh, it dropped. I'm bearish. Oh, here's a slight reversal. This is a 5-minute chart. So you could have jumped in puts again at 406 or right here. There's usually 1 or 2 times you have a chance to enter. It's not like you missed the top and you're like, oh shit, I missed the top. I've got to sit out the rest of the day. There will be a second top, just like there will be a second bottom. All right, so we'll talk about the SPY ranges. 410, we rejected that yesterday. I think we went as high as 411. I mentioned pre-market that if it breaks 412, I think it could go higher. Did the SPY break 412 yesterday? No, the high on the SPY yesterday was 410.49. So we didn't even get to 411 when the market opened, okay? Then the next level down, 406. That's exactly what I just showed you on the chart. There were 2 times yesterday to get into SPY puts at 406. If you did not, and let's say you're just on the sidelines right now, what kind of trade can you make today? We're going to get there. Next level down, which we tested pre-market, is 402.50. Now, if you look at yesterday's chart, even when the market tried to rebound a couple of times, key level 402.50. Let me get up there again. Love having my chart right here. Let's go to a 3-minute chart because I can show you a little. Okay, so right around 402.50 is right here at this level. Okay, so again, rejected here. Then we came on the rebound, rejected here. It says 402, but it was a little higher. It was 402.25. Then it looked like a reversal towards the end of the day. I think it was around 245. And you're like, oh, the market's going to rebound. It's probably going to finish back up here where we started. No. Where did it reject? A little over 403. So again, 402.50 is right in here. And then again, when you saw a bit of a rebound, where did it reject? 402.55, 402.44, 402.66. So again, you're looking at key levels. Write these levels down. 410, 406, 402.50. Why? Because if it breaks support, okay, it will go to the next level higher. If it rejects, it will go to the next level lower. So, okay, 410, 406, 402.50. Next level down is right where we saw yesterday. I would actually say it's a little more. I would say it's about 398 and change. I was going to use the number 399, and I think we touched the bottom on yesterday at 399, almost flat. But I actually think it's a little lower. It's about 40 cents lower. So 398.66. Now, if you guys watched me last week, that was the supply zone that we had to break, 398.66. So if you are a bear in this market, you're looking for puts. When the SPY breaks that level, the next level down is 395. Now, we saw 395 a number of times towards the middle and beginning of last week. And then if you remember, it was Wednesday, 395 high, 392 low. Thursday, 397 high, 393 low. And Friday, again, 397 high, 393 low. And we closed at Thursday's low at 393. So what does that tell me? Just common sense. There's no Santa Claus rally. We're definitely going to touch 393. What are we, Wednesday? Yeah, I'm giving you my guarantee. Screenshot this comment. We're going to touch 393 later this week. I don't know if it's happening today. If it happens today, that would be a pretty substantial sell-off, 2%. So again, the Fed is speaking at 2:30, so anything is possible. If the Fed comes out and they do a pivot and they mention the word pivot or something like that, that they're changing their stance, the market will go up, but they're not changing their stance. They're going to be just as hawkish. They're going to say, our jobs are not done yet. We must continue and stay the course. That's exactly what they're going to say. So when that happens, yeah, I actually think the market's going to go down. Again, levels, 395. If we pass 395, where are we going next? Exactly where we touched last week, 393. That was Thursday and Friday. That was the low, 393. If we break 393, where are we going? 389, okay? If you're missing part of this, just rewind it, go back, write these levels down. 389, and if we drop past 389, you're going to see 385. So again, when the market's going to rebound and it rejects at a certain level, you're looking at your chart and you're going, okay, well, the SPY just rejected 402.50. I can get into puts. If the SPY is sitting at 420 cents, you're in no man's land. You're in the middle. It could go a little higher before it rejects. So if you're buying puts and you're at 401.50, and even if it goes down, you could probably grab a better entry at 402.50. Okay. And again, next level down, just under 399, 398 and change, maybe 398.66. So if you wanted to be a bull and you thought the market wasn't going down and you were bullish on it, you would let the SPY drop to 398, like 66. And that's when you would enter your calls. Me, I'm going to expect it to reject. So I'm still expecting some choppiness for the next couple of days. Today specifically, because the Fed isn't speaking to 2:30. So what you're going to have is you're going to have people on one side of the fence and people on the other side of the fence. Two teams, and they're going to be battling it out at each level. That's exactly what we saw on the SPY yesterday at certain points. But what won out? Volume won out. And which direction did we go? Because you understand, the SPY and the markets were up 3%. They went up from 3% and they only finished up 1% or slightly thereunder if we're talking about the Dow. So that's telling me downward pressure. Plus, volume was good. Every day I talk about volume being 72 million, something to that extent. I believe yesterday the volume was over 100 million. I expect the same thing. I expect volume to pick up significantly right at 2:30. When the Fed starts speaking, when Jay Powell starts with his announcement, I expect volume in the market to go up. And I expect the last 15 or 20 minutes of the day, volume to spike. So whichever way the market is pushing around 315 or 320, I'm going to ride the momentum. So that is my trading strategy today. No trades. In fact, I'll be watching the World Cup probably at 2 p.m. But at 3 o'clock, at 3:20, I'm going to analyze the market. I'm going to say, do we look like we're having a bullish reversal at the end of the day? Or was the market likely to drop after the Fed speaks? So right around 3:20, I'm just going to push momentum and ride that trade into the next day. Okay, so I give you that. What other news do we have? Okay, interesting news, because I spoke to two of my hedge fund buddies, and one of them is good friends with the guy who runs Short Hill Capital. I forget his name. But my two buddies told me that they're buying into Moderna, and they have been buying into Moderna. Now, Moderna is, what is it, mRNA. It's back at like $200. It was as low as, I think, $127 this year. The same stock during COVID was as high as $350 or something to that extent. So it trades more like a technology stock. However, Moderna at 200 with their new, they just came out with a vaccine to cure or lessen the effects of skin cancer. So yeah, if I wanted to be bullish, one stock, it was the best performing stock in the market the entire day yesterday. That is the stock, and I know hedge funds and big money are jumping in, and I know they have an internal price target of 340. So even though the stock went up $30 yesterday, $35 yesterday, it's sitting right at $200. Would I jump in right away? No, I would love to get in at like 190, 192. Let's see how the market plays out this week. Fed announcement. If the Fed comes out and they sound hawkish, then everything's going down. Okay, so there will be time for entry there. But that's a stock I like long term. And on that deal, to help the skin cancer, they're also partnered with Merck. Now remember, Merck I've been mentioning since it was $99. I think it was $108 the other day. I think it might have closed at 110, and we're only talking about 3 weeks ago. So if you pay attention of stocks that I talk about in the market in the morning, some of these are great long-term investments. Okay, and then again, we some scientists discovered nuclear fusion that actually works. It replicates exactly what the sun is doing. However, I mean, it's very cool. It can power grids, systems, cars, basically everything. It's like having the sun's power, no bad gases, things like that. However, for that to actually turn into commercial use, there has to be so much more that has to be done, and then it has to be regulated. So, I mean, I'm thinking like 20 years down the line. What else? Sam Bankman-Fried going to jail. He got brought up on a ridiculous number of charges, money laundering. I don't know, 3 charges that carry severe penalties. He's probably going to jail for, I don't know, I'd say about 75 years, 79 years. It can go be maxed up to 115. Again, so let's just talk about it. Trading strategy for today. If you don't know, sit on the sidelines. Oh, I got a winning trading strategy. I got a winning trading strategy for everybody here. It's almost a guarantee. Why? Because Tukey, right? Tukey, I've spoken about him before. He's an OG on our platform. Young kid. I think he's 18 years old from California. He's going to be live trading on our Discord at 10 a.m., which is 7 a.m. California time, but 10 a.m. Why is that important? Because let me just pull up his recent trades. You know what? Let me actually disconnect, because you guys want to stay. You want to make money, so I'm going to tell you how to make money. All right? You give me 2 minutes to just share my screen, and I'm going to show you all of his trades, and I'll show you the results. And that's when I'm saying he's going to be live trading at 10 a.m. So what would I be doing if I wanted to trade in the morning? I'd be joining Discord. I'd be paying attention. They give entries. Okay, here's what we're seeing. Here's the candlesticks. Here's the position we're going into. And then they also give exit strategies. Point 1, let's say you're trading the SPY. It's at 402. Point 1 exit will be 399. Point 2 exit will be whatever it is. And you take profit and you scale out. All right, so I've got Discord out. I'm going to go over there. Let me just find his trades. All right, so we've got Romeo's section. We've got my alerts, Love's corners. All right, here we go. Tukey's trades. Here's how he trades. Okay, now he's going to be live. So hopefully this loads up. And we'll just go back to 12-12. What is that? A day and a half. He got into some calls. He's 15% trim, 25% trim. Took main profits, holding runner. He opened, what did he do? Some calls again. Re-entered 25%. Oh my, 40% bigger trim. Exited totally at 35%. Selling candles, stepping in. Took profits. So he gives you a reasoning why he's exiting out of a trade. But then again, you got the same trade again, 396 calls. Why does that make sense? Because over and over, we keep entering the same trades that we're most familiar with. So 20% trim, holding runners at 30%. Sorry for these fast movements. We'll work on it. Yeah, I mean, he likes to update as it's going along. So again, tight stop loss. He'll tell you when you're going to get stopped out. 12% trim, stopped out, a losing trade. Calls would have been up 100%. So we'll go through it. Let's see. Trimming here, update up 39%, up 60%, 100%. LFG, I can't say what that stands for, but the dude's on fire. He exited at 101%. That's it for the day. Okay, here's your summary, right? So it's multiple times during the trade. -7, +10, 32, 10, 20, 30. These are all winning trades. You have 11 winning trades, 2 losing trades. If you add up the total return, you're at 386%. You think that's a fluke? No, because it happens the next day as well. Gave the puts, right? In 10% trim, 40% profit, 50% profit exit. He got into some calls, 13% trim out of the 403s, got back into puts. So he's letting the market basically determine his trades. But again, if you're struggling in this market, if you're like the Fed speaking, I'm scared shitless, I'm going to be on the sidelines, join the Discord, okay? If it's not me or my guidance isn't on fire that day, somebody else will be, and they'll be talking about it, and everybody will be talking about it. So yeah, 2 key trades, very cool. Love is there giving her updates of position. But again, I like to talk about generality. So overall, I'm still a bear in this market. I saw the run up yesterday. And the reason I missed my puts at 406 is I was out taking care of my daughter. She wasn't doing well. Unfortunately, shit like that happens. So I was holding 1 call, 3 puts. The call made a killing. The 3 puts made a loss. All in all, I lost $200. If I had traded yesterday, I just wasn't around, I would have been in puts at 406. But again, if you're looking for my strategy today, I'm looking for at 320, I'm going to ride the end of day momentum. If you're looking to trade before that, say you're looking to trade this morning, best thing possible, join our Discord, 2 key trades. He's going to be giving his alerts, but he's doing a live stream. Also joining the live stream will be Love and Romeo. So that's what I got to say. Let me just see. Can we go over NVIDIA? I've got one question on NVIDIA. Again, if you have any stocks, let me know. Okay, so let me let me stop sharing my screen because I've got to get back over to TradyTix or TradingView, whichever one I was using. All right, here we go. TradingView. Got it. Let's add it to the stream. And let me bring up, that didn't work. Let's add it to the stream. There we go. And let me bring up NVIDIA. Let me just find it real quick. Let me add it to the watch list. NVDA, NVIDIA Corp, boom. All right, let's close this out. Now I actually have to find it. It's usually last, I think, when you add something. Roblox, Coin took a beating yesterday. Disney, DraftKings. Where the heck is NVIDIA? Maybe go to the top. Anybody? Bueller? All right, well, I'm not having much success. Let me try and add it again. Maybe I didn't do it correctly. NVIDIA, hit that plus signal. Okay, let's exit out. And NVIDIA, here we go. Okay, great. So the first thing I do, I've got the 3-minute chart, which encompasses, let's do the 5-minute chart. You encompass the whole day. Let's go back. The 5-minute chart, you guys can see this with me, right? Let me just get my face out of here. All right, so we're talking about NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA will be the same as AMD. It'll probably follow the same patterns as Micron Technology, as Taiwan Semiconductor. So let's just review the chart yesterday, okay? Everybody was bullish pre-market based on the CPI numbers. Market opened heavy volume. Then we had some heavy sell volume right into it at the 184 range, okay? Then you had sell, all the way the market dropped. We saw a rebound. So I would be shorting NVIDIA at about $183. Same as the market. When the SPY hit 406, it's a short. When you see this movement down here, it tells you it's going to go lower. And again, down here, you're going to go lower. And then if we break it down to the 3-minute chart, what do you see? Heavy selling volume end of day. So these are the attempted rebounds in the market. Volume is pretty light. And when you get these 2 huge candlesticks end of day, and we can go to the 1-minute chart, all right, they were engulfing right here at 181.25. So I'm going to look at this top over here, probably 181.50. So let's just go back to the 3-minute and see if we have any higher chart. Here we go. 181, probably 50, 181 and change. And then next rejection, 183 and change. So if I'm looking to play NVIDIA, I'm going to be looking for puts at the 181.50 level. That would be my first entry, okay? Then my second entry, if it went up to $183, I would buy a second contract in puts. Again, being bearish on the market, but this is how I'm entering. I'm entering at what the first rejection point is. If it breaks through, I want to know what the second rejection point is because that will allow me to buy 1 or 2 more contracts. So if I'm in this contract, let's say it's $200, and the stock goes up and now the contract's worth $120. I'm off 40%. That tells me let's buy 2 more contracts. So I'm in for 200. I could buy 2 more at 120 each. Okay. So now I'm in for $440 for 3 contracts. That takes my average cost down to 146. Now, if you don't average down and you don't know how to average down and you jump in with 2 feet at once, you're in at $2 for 3 contracts. I'm in at 146 for 3 contracts. It's a much bigger and better difference. You're talking about 33%. And if your trades and you're just looking to make 20, 30, 40% per trade, boom, there's your scalp right there. It's all about entry and securing the best entry. When I wanted to get bearish in the market the other day, I was looking for the SPY to reject 405, which it did. Okay. But I wouldn't get in at 404 or 403 because as it's going up, I'm losing money. All right. With that said, I've got to get over to Discord. Thank you all for joining me. Please give a thumbs up if you like this. Again, Tukey is going to be live stream trading, which means you can see his screen. I showed you his results. Those results, he does the same thing every day. He enters in about, and I think it's crazy because I think he over trades, about 13 trades, and he has about 11 of them profitable, anywhere from 20, 30, 40%, runners up to 100%. So if you're having trouble in the market, you learn from others. You emulate from others. You know, people call that copycat trades. It's not copycat. And when you see somebody doing something and you like it, you try and emulate that. You're not copying that. People would say, like, if gentlemen on Twitter get into a position and you get into the same position, they're like, oh, dude, you saw his post. You're just copying that. No, you're emulating. You understand this person's successful. That person's on fire lately. Let me get into similar like trades. And if you don't want to trade and you just want to see if it makes sense, then I would say join our Discord, watch his live stream, probably 30 to an hour long, right? He'll probably be entering and exiting multiple trades and just see how someone that's more seasoned at trading does it. All right. With that said, I'm heading out and we'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful, successful, safe